Hello, friends. This is Dave Hurwitz, executive editor at ClassicsToday.com, here with the Callas Norma to own. It's this one and these remastered editions. Boy, wasn't the artwork boring back in those days? Look at this. It's just like green and brown. That's about it, with like a cast list. On the other hand, it does emphasize what the work is and who the performers are, unlike today where, you see a disc and it's called Smoke and Mirrors, and then there's like the artist's name somewhere and the composer in tiny print. You don't know what's on the thing. So yeah, I guess the honesty was part of the deal, and I like that. Anyway, Callas did 2 studio recordings of Norma, and there are, who knows how many other ones floating around. But we're talking about studio recordings made under controlled conditions where everybody managed to do what they wanted to do without mishap. Major mishap. And the earlier one was in mono, and it's very, very good, but the supporting cast is not as fine as in this later stereo version, featuring Tullio, Serafin, and the La Scala forces, of course. But oh, what a supporting cast. My goodness. You get Franco Corelli as Paglioni. The young Franco Corelli. How awesome is that? And Ludwig as analgesia. No, I'm sorry, that's adalgesia. I always think of her as analgesia, as an analgesic. Well, whatever. A lot of adalgesias are analgesic, and that's the problem. But not Ludwig. It's really a wonderful and inspired bit of casting. And, Callas herself, okay, she was in better voice, we all know, for the first mono Norma. She was. No question about it. But she's not in bad voice here. What was the year here? It was like, 1950 something. And she's okay. She sounds fine. If you like Callas. See, here's the thing with Callas people and the universe of Maria Callas. If you never liked Maria Callas, here we go, it's 1960, pardon me. If you never liked Maria Callas, then you're not going to like her whether she's young, old, in the middle. She was never old. Her voice was gone. She was in her 40s. So, she's fine. That's number one. And number two, people generally agree that this second version has more insights. Oh, what's an insight? I don't really know what an insight is musically. I've often wondered about that. It's a turn of phrase, emphasis on a bit of the text, something that's different from before. But in order to even understand what an insight is, you have to know the work so well that you can make real-time mental comparisons between the version you're hearing and all of the others that you may have heard before in your life. So we don't really worry about that. I'm not going into the greater insight school of Callas mania. I just think that this is the best one because A, it's in stereo. B, she sings really well. It's probably the last great recording she made. One of them anyway. And C, you've got Ludwig and Corelli. Who are great. So it's an all-around fabulous performance of one of the most astoundingly great operas in the history of the universe, with one of the most amazingly wonderful stories. Yes, it does get a little bit crazy with Paglioni. Does he love her? Doesn't he love her? Is he going back to her? Isn't he going back to her? Is she upset? Is she not upset? Is she going to kill him? Is she going to kill Adalgisa? Is Adalgisa going to kill her? Are they all going to kill each other? Are the Romans and the Druids? And, yeah, okay, yes, it's an opera, right? It has that crazy stuff going on in it. But what matters in an opera, what makes Callas so special in this particular opera, is whether or not the emotional situations, however preposterous they may be, and how crazy they may be, how real the singers make them. And Callas's particular gift, which she shared, frankly, with Ludwig, who I knew fairly, casually, but fairly well, and Franco Corelli, who I didn't know at all, but, they take the music seriously. They take the drama seriously. They take the emotions seriously. They project them as real. And nobody was better at doing that than Maria Callas. That was the greatness of who she was as a musician. Forget being a singer. As a musician, as somebody who understood what the music meant and told us. And of course, these are big, major, complex works. Norma is very long. Does it say how long this one is? I don't know, but it's 3 discs. 3 full-packed, juicy discs. It's a big, big work. So there's a lot of opportunity for these emotional situations to come out and strike us. And so they do, quite marvelously here. So keep on listening, friends. Get your Callas, Norma, and listen to it. Just listen to it carefully. And you'll see what I mean. You'll hear what I mean. You really will. Take care.